them all, I guess. So, let's see, this is the old military radio net, I guess, and anybody wishing to join that has an interest in military radio or just wants to join, whichever, welcome, and please call now. This is Babbling KD3, over.
W4HWT calling, Whiskey 4, Hotel Whiskey Tango. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, John. Anybody else? Well, it sounds like a very quiet band this morning, and I'm not hearing any spiky stuff at all. So everybody's sounding good. And good morning to Bill, by the way. Bill, I heard you in there. And I hope you have a nice day, nice year going forward. Alright, we'll go to the top then. W3MMR, W1NZR, W2SDR, N1XCW, and W4HWT, and then back to here. So, Happy New Year again. Go ahead, Perry. W3MMR in the old military radio net.
There we go. I think it's wet outside because my match is going up. Anyway, I just switched over to the SDR here because wanted to start the live stream. So if anybody is interested, you can go to my YouTube channel, the AM Window, and check out the live stream there. You could probably hear me echoing away in the background. So we'll keep. Still got to tie up some few things here. So we'll keep it moving quickly, and I'll stick in here for a while. Down to you, Brown. W1NZR, the old military radio net. This is W3MMR.
I do hear a few sporadic stashes coming through at the front approaching the east coast here. I didn't check the temperature, but it's in the mid-60s here. Very nice. Temperature-wise, a bit muggy, and I think we are expecting a little bit of rain. And Frank, you're the channel master. You're just moving in here. Beautiful signal. And very good. Previous years having attended the Butler parade. I wonder what that was about. In addition to alcohol consumption. Sounds interesting. Because that was Philadelphia. Very clean set, but I got it. It didn't have tunes. It didn't have a speech amplifier. And it had a little tag on it that said energy something. Closer inspection revealed that, yeah, someone had had the coil was definitely out and put it back in, but not connected. Sort of Frankenstein ring. One of those things I planned yet to do this video on this. And so I was motivated to put it back together because it is such nice shape. It's actually a Crawford. think it was associated with early Motorola gear from the early 50s. So, anyways, you can let me know what it sounds like, Steve. Okay, Frank, up to you. And good morning to you, John. Putting in a pretty good signal over here on the eastern part of our fine state. W2SDR, Milrad Net from W1NZ.
W1NZR. Milrad Net, W2SDR. Good morning to you, John. Nice signal up this way this morning. Really sound nice up here. And on this New Year's Day, Steve, pleasure last evening. Very nice round table QSO. Nice to catch up there. Boy, Ed has really been through it with that hand operation. Well, they really went through him when they had him on the table there for that. That's some carpal tunnel in both wrists. And I didn't comment on his trigger finger. I had that in my thumb. I know it sounds weird, trigger finger in your thumb, but it would lock on me, you know. This is going back at least 15 years ago, if not more. And I went to this hand specialist, and he gave me a shot of cortisone right in the joint, and I've never had any more trouble since. It was a miracle worker, that cortisone injection. And but that was really weird. It would lock up like straight out. I couldn't bend it back. I mean, it looked like I was walking around, trying to thumb a ride on the side of the road. And then finally I'd get it to snap back, and it would look sort of normal. I can't walk around like this. The thing would be locking out, and it hurt too, so I had to get that taken care of. Well, your carbon mic sounds fine. It's very clear. Here, Brown, no issues. The Mummers Parade is kind of unusual. It's more of a New Orleans style parade. I mean, there's string bands that play, and they dance around and march down the street and all the rest of it. It's very difficult to describe. You have to see it to describe it. It's been, it's still going strong. I mean, it's had some lean years, but I don't know what the status is, but it's always on New Year's Day. Sometimes they have postponed it because of bad weather, but it's very unusual. And let's put it this way: it goes down better after you have a few drinks, and so it goes along with being a half hungover on a New Year's Day for New Year's Eve, and you got a nice little flask in your pocket. Cold temperatures, and kind of all kind of blends in for a bit. So that's great. Let me see. Broderick Crawford, Mike. I gotta. I don't know some of the younger guys remember. Well, you don't remember that show because you weren't even born yet. But Highway Patrol. And boy, speaking of drinking, Broderick Crawford was quite, they had to sober him up a lot of times to do the filming of that TV show. He was just a nut. And then there were stories about him having his license suspended for DUI. And so they had to have either a double or he wouldn't be driving his police car during those episodes because he didn't have a driver's license. Because it was suspended, so he was. Broderick is a really good actor, quite a character. And it's definitely a classic show, and anytime, because we're all radio buffs, obviously, and there was a lot of radio going on in that show. And 10-4, he'd be on his microphone in his '56 Buick police car and stuff. Very, very cool. Over to you, Charlie, and the old military radio net. N1XZW, W2SDR.
Sanji, good morning.
N1XZW in the old military
military radio net. I just got back down the stairs. Perfect timing. Anyway, Happy New Year to all that have joined us since I went upstairs to get my coffee. And,
Please tune up off frequency, thank you.
what I was going to talk about. Now, maybe we'll just call it that. Happy New Year to everybody that's down here since I left stairs. I just checked the back door. I had no furry friends waiting for me. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about. Is that what do they call that? The Eskimo dive or whatever. It's a tradition here in New England. Every year, January 1st, a bunch of fools go jump into the ocean and then run back and grab their towels and blankets and warm themselves. Well, it's so doggone mild out here this morning. When they dive in, they may just have to, to decide to stay in for a while. I mean, and it's 45. I think it's 45 outside over here right now, and it's been so mild that the ocean water is probably still relatively comfortable. They must go in and say, hey, let's just swim around here for a little bit. I'm not quite sure. When Steve came in, Perry gave it to him, so it still goes to Perry. W3MMR, M1XZW, on the old military radio group.
Actually, goes down to John, W4HWT, and then back up to the top. Good morning, Glenn, as well. We'll go up to Steve after John. W4HWT, W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, I think there's a carrier on there, but I copied you through there. W3MMR and the old military radio net. This is John, W4HWT in North Carolina. Good morning all the way around. Frank, you got the top signal, and Steve, KD3HT's got the second top signal. Steve had some QSB on him, but Frank, your signal is solid, just like an AM broadcast station or something here, beaming south or something. Copying you very, very good. Brown, W1NZR, we didn't copy you there too much. It seemed like you had a pretty good carrier, but not a whole lot of audio, except when you went to turn it over. I guess you got a little more volume in your voice when you turned it back over to the next fellow there. They turned it to Frank, but you had a fair carrier, but still kind of weak. I guess the skip's just not favoring us, so I don't know how well you're copying us here. Of course, I'm located here in North Carolina, about the central part of the state, run the BC610E model and the 614E model and the 398 receiver. All military stuff here rattling around here this morning. And N1XDW, I guess it is, not sure. Copied him there toward the last when he turned it over to me, but kind of weak there to start with. But some carriers and perhaps other people calling in there, Steve. So let me see. I guess he said turn it back to W3MMR. I thought maybe Steve would be next, but let me turn it back to W3MMR, W4HWT, and the old military radio net standing by. Over.
K4SNY.
Yeah, it goes up to Steve. Go ahead, Steve. Pick it up.
Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Charlie. Good to hear you. I'll get it right down to you guys. Go ahead, Glenn. N1SNG, and then down to Charlie, and then back up here to 3HD. Go ahead, Glenn.
KD3HT in the old military radio net, N1SNG. Well, very good. Happy New Year. I just got overslept this morning, but stayed out kind of late last night. It's a very, very small gathering of friends, and had a very good time. Lots of food and just all reminiscing the old days. Very good morning to Perry, W3MMR. A nice strong signal here this morning, Perry. John, W4HW2 copyable. Not the usual strong signal, 100% copy. And Charlie was just on that fine line there. He's the usual light copy because we're too close in. But good morning to you, Charlie. And W2SDR, Frank. You're full quality here this morning. I just got down in the shack here. I didn't hear Brown in there. Good morning to Brown, if you're listening. And I'll keep it short here, and I'll get it down to Charlie there. See how things are in Georgia. K4FNY, N1SNG. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay, man, N1SNG, K4FNY. But then I got spotty kind of copy this morning. There's a lot of static noise here, and with some QSB on the band, so kind of having a tough time. But I want to break in while I could, and wish everybody a happy New Year, and hope to have a prosperous 2022. I'm running a BC610i this morning. It looks like it's putting out about 300 watts, and sitting on a Kenwood TS590. Kind of a mix of old and new here. So thank you, and see you for the entire net. The N1SNG and the old military net, K4FNY.
Okay, Charlie. Yep. Yeah, I got a good copy on you. 610's pounding through here. No problem at all. So I did not get the last call where it was supposed to go. I believe Perry had that part of the list there, so just send it over to Perry for the short one, and maybe he can get that other station. So W3MMR and N1SNG. Good morning, Perry.
Yeah, all right, Glenn. Yeah, it goes back up to Steve there, KD3HT, and to the top of the list. Back to you, Steve. W3MMR. There goes the band.
South Carolina. Is there anybody else? Joe, WA2EJC, and then up to Perry, W3MMR, Brown, W1SMR, Frank still there, W2SDR, Charlie, M1XCW.
See you, Pop.
hand it back to me, and we'll go to see if your father hangs in there for a moment, and then I'll tell you from there. Pick up for a moment, Perry, and then hand it back to me. And the DX100 is sounding quite good. W3MMR from W1NZR on the Milrad net.
W1NZR in the Milrad net, W3MMR. Well, I'm on the SDR now, Brown. It might sound a little better than the DX100, but it holds its own, man. DX100 holds its own. I've been confused for the SDR when on that, but dependent on the receiving station's receiver, I guess. You know, to be able to hear the difference between the two. But anyway, yeah, I think my dad signed because the band took a nosedive. Steve, I could just barely hear you say my call. I didn't hear Joe, EJT. I saw the carrier. So we're going to take a standby until about 6 o'clock, 6:30 when the band comes back around, and we'll jump back in. But Brown, the Carbonium microphonium is definitely sounding better now. I could tell you either cranked it up or you're up on the mic more. Because I would have to agree with John, W4HWT, about plenty of carrier but not much audio. But now you got plenty of audio. There's no doubt about that, Brown. Great hearing you. Great signal as always, my friend. Happy New Year to you. We'll catch up with you guys in a few. We're going to run down to 160 and do some AM down there until the band comes back around. Steve, thanks for running the net. We'll catch you guys here in a little while. W1NZR in the old military radio net. This is W3MMR standing by.
Okay, Perry, very good. Well, this time I did actually turn up the mic gain a little.
Heard you in there too, Ed. W3MMR out.
Proves it.
W2SDR, W3MMR.
W2SDR, do you need more time to tune up?
No, I'm tuned up. I just got to run down the hall real quick. But just want to let you know I was here. I'll be back in a minute.
WIC, good morning.
Yeah, pick it up with Gary. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right, Perry. I'll see you in a bit there. W3MMR taking a brief standby. W2SDR with K1IC. Good morning, Gary. We just got through with the old military radio net check-ins and pre-net, I guess, for the last hour. And the band just crapped right out. Just went really, really long on 75, which it does periodically, and so probably it'll be that way. Mayhem there with a long band and nobody hearing each other for the next hour, and then it'll come back again. So such is propagation. So Happy New Year to you there, Gary. Are you just getting in from a night of reveling? K1IC in the group, W2SDR.
Oh, isn't that optimistic? A night of reveling at my age. Not like W2SDR, K1IC. Happy New Year to you as well. It was a quiet night, my wife and I think I went to bed about 11:30, and look forward to it. There's not much development, and in recent years it's been rather topical. What are we looking at? 2022. More of the same? Oh boy, just joy.
We're scheduled to fly out on the 6th of January to the West Coast to see the grandchildren, but I'm not sure we're going to be going. With crew cancellations going up, not crew cancellations, flight cancellations because of difficulty finding crew. It means that we could spend the money to get down by limousines to the airports in New York and then find ourselves with no flight. And I just don't sensitivities. So I'm strongly considering canceling that trip and waiting till things settle out. They're talking about the peak of the Omicron insurgence coming somewhere in mid-January, so it'll be some time it settles out, and I have appointments in mid-January when I'm back here, so I'm not sure. But we had to cancel our trip to Pennsylvania this weekend because our relatives got the COVID, so it's just been inconvenient all around, so what can I say? On the other hand, we're still healthy, and it's warmer than it's usual, so we're not using as much energy to keep the house warm. But the price of natural gas has gone up considerably. Looks like the bill was 50% higher than it used to be. Well, I think less consumption finds itself the electricity consumption prices is way down. I don't know what to say. The average energy costs aren't changing that much because of the drop in electricity costs to offset the increase in natural gas costs. We don't have oil here at all. So, house 66 in the winter time. Steady temperature. I used to drop it down and I guess the amount of energy it takes to get it back up to 56, I'm just wondering whether it's worth which is fine. It's a comfortable temperature. Could even go a little lower. Just have a little sweater and maybe wear gloves. Well, I don't think I want to do it. Quite comfortable. Anyway, things are fine. You're sounding good this morning. Away. I must be wrong there. And you might tell me what you're on. I'm running an FT1000 at the moment into an Alpha 76A. That is a center fed step, as they call it, a flagpole assembly. So I delivered ladder line, and I have a tune-up. Actually, I have it when I get into the house here. I have a 4-to-1 balun followed by a 1-to-1 balun, and then 50 ohm coax over to a tuner, and that's how I tune the antenna to give me maximum power out. And it works pretty well. I'm not complaining about any losses in the 50 ohm coax. I thought it could be, but it's not bad. It tunes up very nicely. W4SWR in Elmer, New Jersey. K1IC in the Bloodfield section of Fairfield,
W3MMR back.
All right, Perry, I'll get it right over to you there. WK1IC in the group, W2SDR. Well, on my non 7000 this morning. LD Moss amplifier, about 300 watts of carrier, maybe a little bit less. 260 watts of carrier. So that's what I'm using this morning. Inverted V hung from my 70-foot tower. It's the same feed point as my 80-meter antenna. And just coax, RG213 Belden 8267, I guess what it actually is. All the way down the tower and all the way into the shack. This tower is about 100 feet from the house. I have a 50-foot also tower, self-supporting, that has my VHF and UHF and 6-meter antennas on it. So, yeah, same coax. It's been up there for 21 years. And big fan of Belden. I like Belden. I don't need a tuner on this particular frequency. But, of course, you know, on 160 with the long wavelength, I'll put in a tuner if I stray too far away from this frequency. Usually, now, if I'm in the shack here on this particular, on the Anon, on the SDR, I'll use the built-in tuner in the amplifier. It's an L-Network automatic tuner in the amp, which works great, full legal limit, you know, even 3-to-1 SWR band edges, I guess, which I don't usually stray all the way up to 2 megahertz on this band, but it would do it anyway. So, and I was used my FT101 and AL82 amplifier combination on 75 to check in with the net. So there you go. Sorry to hear about all the COVID business there. Probably you have to get your booster. I don't know if you got it yet, but this is this thing. But my life hasn't really changed in the last couple of years. Actually, even before COVID, I'm pretty much a shut-in here, a hermit, I guess, because I live, it's a very rural area here, and I just stay in my neighborhood, and I don't go out myself, so it's just me and the pets. I don't fly anywhere, travel, because I'm kind of locked in with my animals here. That's probably good, though. I mean, in this, because it would be a real problem if I got the COVID right now, but, I just do what I do here, so. All right, Perry, let me turn it to you. Hope you're copying Gary okay. Gary's got a nice signal. He's about 15 to 20 over here. Perry, you're coming in good. It's a shame about the band for the military net. Yeah, it's a little hard to keep control of the net when the band goes craps out like that, Perry. And Ted really did a very nice job on that net. You see, breakers are breaking in now on their own, and that shouldn't be that way. Ted never had it that way. It would go around a time or two, and then he would ask for more check-ins and then put them in, but none of this breaking in between people as it goes around, because that makes it get crazy. Steve or whoever's running the net should just tell them to stand by until I call for additional check-ins. But you get the people trying to butt in line like that. It's like waiting in line to get into the movie theater. It's like you got to say, hold on. You need a bouncer at the door. W3MMR in the group on New Year's Day, W2SDR.
I need a bouncer. Boy, oh boy, you on key and it's like silence in my receiver. Hey, good morning to you, Gary. I'm back from the Oval Office. And hopefully you're hearing me okay.
And, movie watching, and that's what I'm going to do for the next couple months, that's all. And, which I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I got a great place to live. I've got this hobby. I've got my reading. I've got, all kinds of stuff. I don't have to go anywhere. So there you go. Actually, I didn't even visit my family over the holidays because of this. I'm not going over to Pennsylvania. I'm not going to do any of that till this blows over. Simple as that, Because if I get sick, there's nobody here to pick up the slack. So I can't afford it. I mean, Perry would help me out when he can, but he's working full time. He's over, 20, 25 miles away. He's got to go to work. He can't be coming down here. So that's it. So, Glenn, good morning. Did you give up on the net there? Unfortunately, it just fell apart because of propagation. That's terrible. So, there you go. So, over to you, Glenn, and then it goes around to Perry. So, there you go. So, Gary just got in last night. He was out partying all night, and he just walked in the door. No, I'm only kidding. Just one more comment about the thermostat. Well, we're all electric here. So, my electric bill, I don't think it's gone up, or else I would have been notified, I think, by Atlantic City Electric. It may have gone up, I don't know, but I didn't notice anything, so it's still pretty reasonable. N1SNG in the group, W2SDR. Go ahead, Brian.
W2SDR in the group, N1SNG. Again, good morning, Frank. Good morning, Perry. Gary. Yeah, the military radio net, it was just north, south, east, west, and, like you're saying, I agree with you. I'm guilty of it, too, but, people checking in, during the rundown there, and, Ted, he had it down, it just, I found towards the end of the net, I call up at last-minute check-ins, and, you get guys in there that were being there for like 5 minutes just rattling on, and there's all these people, I shut it down at 7, that's it, no matter what, I just turned it back over to normal use, but, Ted had it synchronized pretty well there, a lot of respect for that man for running that net. But, as I was in there just a little while ago, guys were checking in, and, of course, myself, too. Just out of the air, But when conditions are the way they are, sometimes it's, you wonder if anybody's even in there. Ground signal starting to go way down. If it's starting to Perry and yourself, we're just starting to slide. And it was just getting very, very hard to keep track of who was where and when, and decide this is where I want to hear things. To say disrupted from the conditions and all. But in any case, it is radio, and you make the best of it. You got choices, for sure. And Happy New Year. Jeez, went to a party last night. I don't think you can call them parties anymore. Kind of a gathering of old friends. It was about a dozen. We had gone Thursday for the rapid testing and all that, just to we feel fine here, but we go in and get that before the party, just to keep other people out of danger if there is a possibility of having it and all that. And this whole thing is, there's pros and cons to it and all. But you make the best choices you can do there. And Frank, I admire your lifestyle there, man. Got your own ranch there, and you got all your cats and your aquarium and all your animal friends and the aquatic life, and I find that very relaxing. The more I'm in the retirement mode here, the less I desire to go out to the stores, and especially now. So I'll make a run for it early in the morning. I'll get out at 7 o'clock in the morning, if not earlier, and I just get in the way of the guys restocking the shelves in the supermarkets, get my fuel if I need any, and so on and so on. Then I'm back here, and then I talked to people last night. Oh yeah, they're traveling. They're gonna go on a cruise. They're going over to Belgium and Budapest, and they're going all these other places. And well, I said, I hope everything is well when you go, and how far this thing again reaches out. But a lot of people are just going ahead with their plans, which is okay. I'm not a traveler, so I don't I don't make any plans with anything. My wife, but anyway, yeah, they I was talking about, and the girls are talking about they call it the penguin plunge around here, and it's kind of a fundraiser. And there's different areas down on the South Shore where people they run into the water, and they run out, and there's so much money pledged, and you go by these places, and there might be a half a dozen ambulances lined up just in case somebody does the deep one, jumping in ice cold water. But it's hundreds and hundreds of people do it. At my age, I don't think so. But they're doing a good deed, I guess, in the sense where they're raising money for certain ones, and then there's the Fisherman's Memorial down there and stuff. So it's a whole different culture by the ocean for sure. But I'm not one of those penguin people, that's for sure. Anyway, enough of that. Running the valley this morning, listening on the R390A. The noise levels here are, as usual, very, very high. But I'm able to reduce bandwidth, use the limiter, and tune off frequency a bit, and it seems to help out, so I can deal with that. So anyway, enough rambling on here. I'll get it right over to Perry. We're going to hear you in here this morning, Perry, much better signals from the 75 meter end of things. Maybe stop by there a little later on. W3MMR and 1SNG.
N1SNG in the group W3MMR. Hey, Glenn. Again. Glenn again. What's up, man? Yeah, as soon as Steve KD3HT jumped off a cliff, and at the same time I looked down and saw my dad say that the band crapped out on my phone. So that's when things really went. It happens quick, and it happens every morning, generally around that time, 5:30, 5:45. It'll go south, sometimes earlier. So, but much better signals here. Man, I forgot that you guys were talking about the natural gas prices. My gas, I looked at my gas bill for this past month, since it's really the first month I've been really running the heat, and I almost wanted to fall out of my chair. How much it went up? It went up probably, 20%, 25%. It went up a lot. Maybe I didn't notice it last month. But I'm going to have to call and just, or compare bills, and look at the prices per unit there. But yeah, it definitely went up. That's for sure. And I'm natural gas here, with I have radiators here at the house. I live in a really old home. here. His house is at least 100 years old. I don't know how old it is. I always wondered. My landlord doesn't even know how old it is. It's really old, though. But around here, you can't find a place to get tested for COVID. I guess somebody, was it you, Glenn, that was talking about these kiosks or something you could go up and walk up to and get tested, I guess. And man, you can't find the box tests around here. You can't find them online, the quick tests, at home ones, and then you can't get an appointment anywhere. The only place you can find an appointment is at a 24-hour pharmacy at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was looking for an appointment for my mother to get the booster a couple months ago, and it was like that. And when I went, she went and tried to get tested again, and it was the same song and dance. So, luckily, I know I've been really lucky with it so far. So, I'm definitely gonna have to go get the booster. And really get on it. I'm the king of procrastination, so I really need to get on that, amongst other things. And Dad, I'd help you out with the cats, But so don't ever think that if you wanted to go away, that I wouldn't be able to drive over there and take care of the cats in the evening, and then drive back home. It's not a huge deal. It's not like I'd be doing it for a year or something. Well, maybe if you got old in the next 30, in like 40 years, when you're old and decrepit, and I'm gonna have to come over there and take care of you. Anyway, man, back up to you, Gary. Great signals all the way around this morning. Hopefully, my short little antenna here, 125 feet of wire, 600 ohm open wire fed with my Double L network antenna tuner here is doing okay. I'm running about 180 watts of carrier this morning. K1IC in the fine group. This is W3MMR.
Okay, Perry, very good. W3MMR. This is K1IC. First of all, Happy New Year to Glenn. I think, Terry, I said Happy New Year to your father. It is 2022, and we'll see what the Lord is. Yeah, the gas prices are up. They said they were going to be, and they have gone up. We just have to live with it. I've turned the thermostat down a little bit in here. It was 70. I'd like to keep it about 60. It cycles a lot, so there it gets cold and then it gets warm and it gets cold and warm. History is very strong. But it's suitable. I'm in over the garage, two-car garage, and I'm over it, so I have my office, my laboratory, my operating position here. And it tends to collect parts now and clean that out, and I've been saying that for a year, and I do a little cleaning at a time, and I discovered it's a big rig, so that's good. But I have a DS 100 to run the bench to start with the arm. I didn't comment last time, Perry, on the wall wars there. You were lucky to have a neighbor that would let you do that. That helps work with you. By the way, the second time around, the signal didn't seem to get much stronger, but the band got quite a demand though. So that's good. Frank, I have this here. We've talked about this before as well. I guess also. I have about 11 fishing. It's a 40-gallon. I bought it about 5 years ago. It makes it a little bit more in my office. I set it up in there. It's very comfortable. And I had a number of other fish. And I got a parrotfish, and that parrotfish was larger than most. And I didn't know if there was only one fish in it. And it was big. And then I retired and I had to move it, so it was really tricky to do. I had to empty the tank down and put the fish in a container, and then empty the tank, and I could get it in a car, and it was standing, and I brought it home and put it in sort of a development time where some of the fish died, very few of them. I kept augmenting about the right amount. And the population is stabilized now. There are no sittlers in there, so there are no guppies in there either. I should try to probably get some expansion. That's great, and that'll be fine. But the 40-gallon, I'd like to have a 100-gallon tank. Set it up so that it's just there. That's a little much, and I don't think my bride would appreciate it. She sort of balked at this one already, but I told her, look, you're not the only one living here, so. And I take care of it, so it looks good. And I think people like it when they come in to look at it. And my granddaughter, when she was here in the summertime, would sit in front of it in the morning. She'd come out and say, fishy, fishy. And then we set her up in a high chair with breakfast, and she'd sit there and stare at the fish. It was pretty funny. So, yeah. Anyway, the animals. Cats are useful, certainly for rodent control. We had a number of them here. Only one at a time, however. And then we had a dog, and the last dog was horrible. It was a beagle dachshund mix, and it couldn't control itself. It was a rescue dog. It wasn't properly trained, so it was crap in the house. And that really annoyed me. My wife was so enamored by it that she was willing to forego that kind of behavior. And I said, no, I can't do that. It's just horrible. And someone comes in the front door, rings the doorbell, and the dog could go crazy and jump all over the door and scratch up all the wood. And I just, it's not acceptable. And so ultimately, the dog got farmed off to somebody else, and I've been happy ever since. A good quiet dog that doesn't bark much and is your pal and sits around, that would be fine. I have no trouble, except again the problem of having to pay to have it looked after when you travel, and that's going to be a problem. So I think that's probably why we didn't get another one, or she didn't insist on getting another one. If you live in the country and it's an outside dog, you still have to have it fed, so there's no way around it. It's a family member, a child at that. It needs its dependent that says, upstairs and so another one. So I think they're not trauma. Anyway, that's enough of that. Glenn, you sounded very good this morning as well. I'm glad to hear that all is well, that you got out and spent some time on the fence. Always useful. Guaranteed that you're not going to pick up the bug. Maybe you had it already and whatever, but I think, as I said earlier, I don't know whether you were here, but the bug is going around. It's much like a cold. You just come up with a cold, you say, where did it come from? And I picked it up somewhere. Well, a cold is in fact a coronavirus, but it's not necessarily one that is airborne or as sticky as the other one. So, once you're vaccinated, I think you'll find it pretty well. When you're unvaccinated, the body's reaction is too strong, and it ends up chewing up your live tissue. This tissue will go in. Yeah. Frank, you're reading, we talked about that as well, and that's good. In movies, I don't watch many movies, but I do a fair amount of reading. Since I'm retired, I've been spending a lot more time just enjoyably reading. Well, some novels, but mainly right now I'm reading a thing called Code Breakers, the story of Sister and Jennifer Dallas. Actions in that, very interesting book. Right to me, I love the area that I'm in. I'm not a biochemist, but the structure and the way you do things is very similar. The patent fight is very interesting. These larger-than-life personalities that are really good at convincing people or trying to shape spin events so that puts a favorable light upon their contribution in the hope that they will get either a patent or maybe even a prize for it. So it goes on and on. It's pretty funny. But it's a serious business, too. So thumbs up. Anyway, enough of that. Frank, I'm warbling. Over to you. W2SDR.
W2NDB breaking in. W2SDR. Well, I'm going to make this my final, because this band's going to go away soon. So I'm going to move off and make my rounds here this morning. I'll just make it very short and let the breaker in, and I'll listen out for a few minutes. I'd like to get another fish tank, Gary, a larger tank. I only have a 20-gallon. I'd like to get a larger one. I'd like to move my tank also, and that's an issue like you were illustrating. I guess, you want to take most of the water out, then I'd move the tank by getting Perry probably to help me and carry the stand and with the tank on it, rather than try to lift the tank off the stand. Just bring the whole stand and tank with reduced water to a new location. And I guess if I ever had to, I have empty 5-gallon buckets that I use for my water changes, and I put all the aquarium water in those buckets and along with the fish, and so they stay in their same water in a brief period of time to go from A to B, okay? And then you put the same water back in there again. Probably would be the least stressful for the fish if I decided to either get a larger tank or move the tank or, anything like that. So. Let me see. Well, dogs, I've had dogs, and there won't be any more dogs. You have to domesticate these animals, to be used to having people coming over and living in your house. I agree with you, Gary. Jumping dogs, scratching dogs, damaging dogs, I have no time for that. And I don't like dogs to jump on me. Like if I visit people, they jump all over you, they jump on your car and stuff. I can't deal with that. Unfortunately, if it doesn't bother the owner, that's okay. But if they have visitors or they want to take the dog somewhere, then it's an issue because not everybody's a dog lover and likes dogs jumping all over them. And so it's a whole nother. I guess it's like unruly children. I mean, I have enough to worry about other than that. So. I've got things pretty well nailed down here, and I'm going to keep them that way. So let me see. That's about it, everybody. Everybody have a great day, a good day. 7-3 all the way around. And I'm going to listen out, but I'm only very briefly here. And I'm going to move to Studio B, which is upstairs. Check on said animals, and move along here. Probably go up to 75 single sideband. See if I find some of my buddies up there in the morning and wish them Happy New Year. So Perry, 7-3 to you, 7-3 to Glenn, and to you, Gary. And I'm going to turn it over to the breaker. And then the breaker, turn it to W3 MMR, okay? 7-3 around. See you later. W2NDB in the group, W2SDR.
You sent it to me, right, Glenn?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I thought that's what I heard. Hey, Mike. Good morning. All right, just made a bagel, and all right. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign myself. I'm going to get back and maybe go check up on the Milrad net and see if the band came back around. The band's going away here, Mike. I couldn't really hear you. Gary, you were starting to fade a little bit, but Glenn, you're still pretty strong. But I know it's probably going to go south here in a little bit. Plus, I like I said, I like to go up and get up on the Milrad net for a little bit and maybe do get the stream going up there. I got it going now. I've had it going the whole time. So, but yeah, give it a chance again up there. So. Real great to hear everyone this morning. Glenn, I'm sure I'll catch up with you a little later on. Gary, Happy New Year, everyone. And Mike, and we'll catch you guys next time, man. Really great catching up with everyone here on 160 meters this morning. Up to you, Glenn. N1SNG in the group, W3MMR, listening out.
Yeah, okay, Terry, very good. And good morning to W2NDP. I did not hear from
And I copied John, W4HWT, not real well, but he was 100%, and could not copy Glenn. I copied Charlie quite well, K4FNY, he sounded good here, and I could copy Joe a little bit, but not very strong. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. So not a whole lot else here. I do want to say, well, first about the modulator and the TCM transmitter, there's not much there. It's an input transmitter, but the microphone is well cool, and then the output of the input transformer goes directly to the grids of the 1625 modulator too. Well, look, I mean, and then there's the modulation transformer, and of course you've got the relay hookups, and that's what I'm afraid that there was like a golden transit throughout the modulation transformer. And then some people put spark gap on their modulation transformers to prevent damage to the modulation transformer. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm going to take it apart maybe in the next week or two, and hopefully we can fix it. So anyway, I'm thinking success. AJ1G in the old military radio net. This is KK4RF.
Good morning, KK1K.
Yeah, I'm back. W3MMR.
So that's what makes me think it's the modulation transformer. But there are a couple of pictures in that pack, right? So I'm hoping it's one of those.
this is kilowatt, 1 kilowatt. I wonder if there's a net control for today's session of the Milrad net KK1K. Thanks, Steve.
W3 MMR.
Okay. I'm having trouble hearing the net control. This is Kilo Alpha 4 Kilo Oscar Echo. Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead, Fleet.
Okay, I take that as a yes. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. This is Philip. And the call sign ends with an echo. It's Kilo Alpha 4 Kilo Oscar Echo. Philip in Richmond Hill, Georgia, near Savannah. Can't believe I woke up this early, but it is what it is. Drinking coffee, listening on the 75A4, transmitting on the Class D rig at about 200 watts, give or take. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. I'm not really sure if this net gets on, I guess earlier than this. So, not a whole lot to say, just trying to get woke up. Again, Happy New Year. KA42.
Okay, very fine, Steve. KD3HT and the Milrad net. This is KK1K. Just looking at the meters here. So we're just trucking for the rest of the transmission here. Yes, we got home yesterday mid-afternoon. Stopped, picked up the mail. Got some groceries on the way home, and everything was in fine order when we got home. Had to do a little plumbing repair work under the sink, and I had turned the water off before we left on our trip, and I was able to remove the set of flexible hose that corroded, and it was fine until it got moved, and then it started to leak a little bit. So I turned the water off and fixed that yesterday when I got home, and we're just plugging in the equipment and checking everything out, and everything seems to be working just fine. Happy New Year to you, Steve, and to the net. And we're running the T3 this morning and listening on the R390A. Just going to check to see what the temperature is. Temperature looks to be about 33 degrees, so 1 degree above freezing here. And I think we're in for more winter weather. The snow had not melted. We left before Christmas to spend Christmas with the kids in Virginia, and when we got back, the snow was still on the ground, so it must have been somewhat of a cool Christmas season up here in Vermont. But anyhow, we got back. Things seem to be in good working order, and we've got plans for turning over a whole bunch of new leaves here in the new year 2022.
So let me send it right back to you, Steve, and thanks for running the net here this morning. KD3HT and the Milrad net, this is KK1K.
W3MMR. I think Steve turned it to me. Hi, good morning, everyone. Once again, good morning, Steve. Yeah, band's starting to come back here, so I figured I'd go ahead and get my toes back into the water. Dean, you're slamming in here. Very big signal, Dean. So good morning to you, and good morning to Chris, if you can hear me, and good morning to. Gosh, I know there was someone else in there, but I forget. But I'll get it right back up to you, Steve. Don't want to hold it here. And put me back in the rotation, if you could. KD3HT and the old military radio net, W3MMR.
orchestrating the New Year's insanity here. And very good morning to Dean. Good to hear you. The T3 sounding great down here. And I'm on an ART-13, not my usual one I resurrected this week. Good morning to Philip down in Richmond. I think we've chatted before. Philip, my name is Brown. I'm /4 right now in northeastern North Carolina, although I still have a station up in Rhode Island, slowly migrating down here. But you're putting in a great signal into the Rocky Mount vicinity of North Carolina. And I think propagation is stopping. And let's see. Chris, you're probably still copying me. And yeah, Perry, you're welcome back. Wonder what happened down on 160. You weren't quite as strong this time, but yeah, things are changing around. Steve's signal's been up and down, but he's been solid throughout. So let's see. I'm supposed to hand it to Ed, whom I'm not sure is hearing me. I didn't hear him all that well. The EWM in Ohio, I believe. Go ahead. This is W1N, the ZR.
KW1I.
Okay, John. I'm talking that W1NZR. From Kilowatt Echo Whiskey Mike here in West Kingsville, Ohio. Very good. Conditions are improving slowly, but not quite quick enough. But Copy's a little tough, but we're trying to persevere. Hello, Perry. Good to have you back. I was going to maybe follow you guys down to 160, but I didn't suspect that my static crashes would be much better there. So, just me and my pot of coffee and sitting here and listening to the poor propagation and the static crashes. Steve, I think you said you were up till midnight, got up at 4:30. Boy, what a trooper. I don't think I made it past 10 o'clock or so. So, I'll get it around here, Steve. You've got people again aren't copying me. Kevin signed. I'm not sure who I give it to. KD3HT from Kilowatt Echo Whiskey Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. KD3HT and the old Military Radio Net. This is KK4RF. I wanted to say good morning to Ed, KAEWM. I was able to copy him that time. So the band is changing, and the brown signal, W1NZR, is starting to come up, where I caught about 50% of brown that time. So things are changing in the right direction. So anyway, let me make sure I get the... Yeah, very good. Everything's working. Yeah, getting back to the TCS transmitter, when I went down to the ship, I tested a couple of different microphones. One of them was an old T17 military microphone, which at home didn't test very well, and yet when I hooked it to the TCS, it sounded pretty good. So I've been working on testing other carbon microphones, and so I've got several now. And I also tested a little homemade electret microphone that I made a little, the WU2D Darlington amplifier with it, and that sounded really good too. So I actually had some success with the microphone before the modulator quit. And if Chris is able to copy me, okay, Chris, I've got an extra microphone or an extra modulation transformer down on the ship, so I think I'm good there. So anyway, with that, I'll send it over to, let's see here, okay, to Chris, KK1G in the old Military Radio Net. This is KK4RF.
Okay, very good. Very good. The old Military Radio Net, AG1G. Good morning, Perry. It's not really quite well after everything and no trouble copying anything. Well, keep up with the old stuff. We'll get better on the okay, Marty, I'm sure we'll figure that out. And, yeah, if you can feed external audio into that TCS, it'll work great. Like I said, the military actually did that with a lot of the military radios designed to take the carbon mics with remote control units, and you basically need a carbon unbalanced equal. And then put a 10 microfarad capacity in series across the audio and block the DC from going through your little driver transformer, which should work just fine. It should work just fine. And use various sources of audio. Load this mic with the 6-inch rolls out and go through a 8-ohm to 600 ohm, distribution amplifier system thing, vacuum transformer. You want to get some, good voltage swing on the output there to drive that 4 to 6 feet balance into the modulator stage. I'm trying to get it going. That would be a great addition to the setup there in Wisconsin. I know up at W2PFY is. I got the call right there, Steve, up there at the destroyer up there in
on the Hudson and doing a lot of work with the TCS there. And everyone's coming good down, Brown. I guess you said that's a new element. Yeah, I put some damping on the amplifier here. It's got a bit of transformer humming it and shaking the cabinet. Boy, it's got a lot of force behind it there. I can feel it in my hand. That's a new C13 to you. It's sounding very good, very strong, good audio. So it goes down to Philip. We're copying you just fine here. We're down in there, Savannah. On your, I guess it's a classic rig that you do on the 7584 classic receiver net. KA4KOE and the old military radio net. AJ1G, Stonington, Connecticut. Over, over.
You still in there, Philip?
Still with us there. KA4KOE. Go ahead.
Okay. KA4KOE. Somebody said that the net started at 5 o'clock. Well, I don't get up that early. But, yeah, the rig's a Super Senior 8040 model, and I'm working on a broadcast transmitter in the garage. It's been down for about 3 years. Actually more like 4, and just trying to get back into it. I've had some life events here. I won't get into that. Took me off of that project, but we're just working on the wiring on it right now, the high voltage stuff. If we're lucky, maybe mid-January, I don't know. It depends on what the family has going on, and if nothing else breaks while I'm trying to get it back up on the air. I was replacing the mod iron in it when I got it, when I got the transmitter, of course, experienced, didn't realize the mod iron was on its way out the door. But a friend of mine in Arizona got me on one for a very, very reasonable price. So I got that transmitter in 2017. Liz for GHT, who is no longer with us and is with the Lord right now. Good, decent lady. I'm sorry I didn't get to know her a little better. But sat on my first cup of coffee. Did not stay up for New Year's. I think I retired about 10:30 last night. And yeah, it's just been a fairly good Christmas. Spent it up. I was up at the in-laws on the 23rd and came home on Wednesday. The rest of the family's still up there at the in-laws, about a 3-hour drive from there. I need to get a decent antenna up there at the in-laws. They live near Valdosta, Georgia, near Valdosta. So that's why I'm referring to the Super Senior as my backup, which I've actually had. I think we got it when we got locked in lockdown into 2020. Got it, I think, in about May of that year. So I've had the Super Senior almost 2 years. Great little transmitter if you set it up right. And you do what Bruce tells you to do in terms of negative peak limiting and things like that. So that's the update status report here. And I'll turn it back over to, let me see, it's still about 220 watts, KA4Q.
You okay, Philip? Yeah, I've been watching your progress on the, I think, the Bauer. And, yeah, I have broken T368 and a couple of 610s I'm trying to get going, so understand the dilemma. There's always something to do with the old stuff. So with that, Dean, or Q368, go ahead and pass it to Dale. In the old military radio net, KD3HT.
I'm still here too, Steve.
Okay, very good. Things look a little wonky on the meters here, but I guess we're okay. KD3HT and the Milrad net KK1K. Well, good morning to all. We heard Brown very nicely. Good morning, Brown. Happy New Year to you. And Philip, Chris, who else do we see there? Very light on Ed out in Ohio there. And Marty, nice signal, very nice signal there from Virginia, KK4RF. And Perry is pounding right in here, doing a nice job as well. So I think that it covers the waterfront on this end. Could just barely hear Dale in there, but the band is changing, so I'm guessing when I turn over to him now, he'll be pounding right in. So we'll be hanging around here for the duration of the net. And again, Happy New Year wishes to everybody on the net. KW1I and the Milrad net. This is KK1K. Go ahead.
Okay, Dean. Good morning to you. This is KW1I, Dale in Bow, New Hampshire, on the TMC station in GPT 750, GPR 90. And wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Our band has not been that great in terms of being able to copy everybody at the same time. But the closer in stations have come up. I heard Chris, and the longer range of stations are still in there to some extent. Steve, thanks for working the net. By the way, I heard Perry jump back in again. I don't know if you caught him just before you turned it over to Dean. So good morning to Perry. Happy New Year. And we'll look forward to working a number of you maybe later in the day on the 60-meter net at noon. And Philip, it was nice to hear you in there. We haven't really talked much since a couple of years ago. We were on some of the 7296, I think, maybe some of the pack frequencies, and we're still up there from time to time. So I don't have a full list of everybody in there. Oh, Marty was coming in great, and I'm glad to hear you're clarifying your T17 applications there with the TCS. So Steve, I'm going to just listen until the top of the hour. Then I'm going to try to contact Joe down in South Carolina. And thanks again. Say hello to the XYL. This is KW1I wishing all a Happy New Year. Yeah, okay, Kevin, I hear you. And very good, Dale. Yeah, Joe was in here with us a little earlier and had a decent signal up here with the 20 watts or so from the from South Carolina, so was able to the band started to change, but he was in there, and yeah, he's going to be on with his brother, so well, I guess that's when you jump in there. Kevin, WA1JUJ, Happy New Year. Go ahead, KD3HT.
KD3HT from WA1JUJ. Okay, fine, Steve. I'll say Happy New Year to everyone. Been listening for a little while here. Been kind of hit and miss here in western Massachusetts. Still on the ICOM 746, and we got close to 40 degrees here right now. And I guess we're going to be getting some rain later on. I don't know if it's reached you guys yet or not. I won't hold it too long. Just plugging away and stuff in the house now. The outside activities have been curtailed for the year. Getting ready to work on some electrical issues here. So I'm sending right back to you. KD3HT from WA1J.
W3 MMR.
Yeah, go ahead, Perry.
Do I have it? Okay, I never signed out. Tried jumping in a few times there. Just wanted to make sure everything was working. Yeah, good morning to everyone once again there. So Good morning to Chris. Chris, your signal came way up, way up in the middle of your transmission there. So good morning. Good morning to you. Marty, good morning to you. Good morning to Philip. You're about 20 over, Philip, up here. So good morning. Great signal. Ed, good morning to you. You sound like might be on a different transmitter this morning. Audio is a little different. Not a bad signal at all, Ed, this morning. So good morning once again, and Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to everyone on the net, Dean, and I just heard there was a bunch of Kevin and everyone else. And so now I guess, yeah, sign me out. I guess we're coming up to 7 o'clock here, so we'll catch you guys later. KD3HT, W3MMR, the old military radio net.
Okay, Perry. Very good. 73 and Happy New Year. Any other stations want to join the old military radio net, please call now. Nice quiet band. So let's go back up to the top. We'll get another round in here. W1NZR down to K8EWM to KK4RF, AJ1G. KA4KOE, KK1K, KW1I, and Kevin get the last word perhaps, WA1JUJ. So down, over, and up, and across to you, Brown, KD3HD.
Very good, Steve. Thank you once again. And very good morning to Gail. Great signal from the GTT 750 into North Carolina this morning, Gail. Nice to hear you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to Kevin. And Marty, your signal came up quite nicely that last time. So you were talking about a TCS. I'm not sure you're on one. I guess you were referring to the TCS on board the Wisconsin. And I have a couple of parts cars as well if you need something. And maybe sometime in the not too distant future would enjoy visiting that vessel and you. So a future project. So not too much more from me.